Hello everyone, Paul here. Today I'm going to give you guys kind of a couple strategies on how I trade. Now I did it for what I had is I had some Bitcoin. I was trying to learn how to do day trading with Bitcoin. I did it for a couple days, and while I was doing it, I had all my money on Robinhood. And what I learned from doing it on Robinhood is you shouldn't have your crypto on Robinhood because you have a hard time sending. So I had to actually sell, put it back in my bank, and then buy again in exchange. So what I did is I took that, and I'm actually what I was using to day trade, I'm actually going to be using to buy more. Not Pulse X, but I'm using to buy more Hex for the Pulse X when it comes around. So my trading is going to be put on the back burner for a while. Not back burner, but just till this Pulse thing happens, and then I'll put a little more time into the day trading stuff. But while my funds were on Robinhood, I researched a couple strategies on trading, and specifically Bitcoin. And my main focus when I do trade, it's going to be Bitcoin. And I'm going to tell you one strategy today that I do, and I'm probably going to talk about some others, but today I'm going to talk about, I may go over some other strategies, it depends on how much time I have. But the first one that I'm going to go over is, what I use is, I always use about 3 indicators. And with this method, I go with the whole suite, which is the main one. The whole suite here. Okay, so the good thing about this one is it's good for scalping. So if you hit this, it should hit you some points there if you wanted to scalp certain points, but I don't use it for that. Over here, there should be time frame. You can select your time frame. I always have mine on the hour, so I want to do maybe 15-minute intervals. And that's about it. So this is the main one that I use. So there's 3 indicators, 2 I usually use, and the third one's really optional. So from what I can tell, just with this alone, with this indicator, is I would not make, let me zoom in a little bit here. And the time making this video, Bitcoin has been going down. But right here, it looks like it's going up. So what I would do in this strategy is, if this ribbon is red, I wouldn't do anything, because the prices are obviously just going down a dip. What I would do is I wait for the moment that, the second it appears green. So if I did have my money still in Robinhood, I probably would have got in right at this moment right here. But I'm going to put on another indicator to where I can double check all my stuff. So the next one I'm going to do is the relative strength index. Come on now. There it goes. So what I can find from the relative strength index is, if it's going anything that is above the yellow line, what I do is I follow this yellow line. And if it touches the yellow line, I'll come in at the point if it's touching the yellow line. Because usually it's going to either go up or it's going down. Most likely it's going to go up. But the best results that I've found is if you follow this line You follow this line and you buy in down here. Now, if I'm going by this chart right here with the whole suite. Now, if I'm down here, if I want to buy right here, I would check the whole suite. And if the whole suite is saying it's still red, I won't come in until I'm at this point. But if it's green, if there's a little bit of green showing, and this is on the bottom, that's a clear indication to me to go ahead and buy. So those are kind of the strategy that I do with this method. I follow the red. I don't really buy when it's red, and the moment it's green, like this moment right here, if I was watching the charts and I saw this green, because I was at work and I saw this green. I saw that it started to go green, so I couldn't really get in. Money's not on Robinhood right now, so but if I did have it there, if I had money on exchange, this would have been the moment that I would have got in. Let's just see if that would be any kind of gains. If I started here, and where it is right now, it's about a 1.5%. So it's gone up a little bit. So I think the market is trying to go back up. So there's one more indicator that I use, which is optional. And that, of course, is volume. And what I use for volume is I just use it. I don't have it on all the time, because if I make this into full screen, it runs out of room here. So I just use it if I need to see if the majority of people are buying or selling. Once I know that, I'll just remove it. But we can tell that there's still a lot of people selling. So most likely, what I think is going to happen, it's going to go up just a little bit, and then it's going to start back down again. Because if you zoom out here, we can just get the bigger picture here. Get the bigger picture. Bigger picture. We can see that the trend is going down. It's trying to go back up, but I think it's going to go back down. But anyway, I'm not going to make this into a where do I see Bitcoin going, or if it's going to go up or down. I wanted to give you guys my first strategy. And I kind of talked about the second strategy in this one, but I'll be more specific in the next one. But this is one of my main ones. I think that's all I'm going to talk about today. So if you guys want to use this strategy, if you want to use these indicators, it's the whole suite, it's the volume, and it's the relative strength index.